How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. And we are finally back after the week break with manga chapter number 331, entitled United States of America.
Here it comes!
And I am ready to see what this week's chapter has in store for us. Especially coming off of that explosive cliffhanger in last chapter, where we are starting to see the personalities of Shigaraki and All For One combining into a new identity altogether. And as that was happening, we could see that Shigaraki's hair was growing longer as All For One was just egging him on, channeling some massive Palpatine energy.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
And with all that anger flowing through Shigaraki, it was unleashed with this massive explosion that engulfed him, as well as Star and Stripe, who was pinning him down upon one of the jets. So going into this chapter, is Star okay after that explosion? And if so, how is she going to adapt in using her quirk of New Order to fight back against this new identity forming within Shigaraki? It's going to be tough, but you know America's #1 hero is not going to go down without a fight. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 331. And on the first page, we are picking up right where last chapter left off. Ouch! And we can see Star being sent flying back off of Shigaraki due to this massive explosion, which looks like a nuke going off with the way that the clouds are dispersing in every direction. Did his hair just grow? What's going on with this guy? And Star is just confused with what the hell just happened.
What? How? Why? I have so many questions!
First, her quirk had no effect over Shigaraki, and then his hair started to grow longer out of nowhere, followed by this massive explosion, which is now sending her flying. This is definitely a first for Star when it comes to using her quirk on somebody else, but I am just hoping that she's at least aware of the rule that if your opponent's hair gets longer during battle, then they most likely have gotten even stronger.
You'll be fine, Tomura Shigaraki. Take all this experience, loathing, and regret, and use it as you move forward. Now, become the next me, my successor.
I'm sorry that took so much longer than the others, but I haven't had much occasion to practice this one. This is what I call a Super Saiyan 3.
Yo, and we got a double page spread right here where we can see Super Saiyan 3 Shigaraki stanced up at the ready on top of this jet, and you can just see his long flowing white hair blowing in the wind.
What the fuck?
And this pilot is just staring back at Shigaraki, probably just as confused as Star is right now, trying to figure out where that explosion came from, why Star's being sent flying, and why Shigaraki now has long hair. Now I get how New Order works. It may be supreme, but it's still constrained by rules of its own. And then we got a little panel shot of the Pentagon right here.
Oh, I see. This must be G14 classified. FBI type stuff.
The USA's #1 hero, Star and Stripe. The government strictly oversees her quirk. The particulars of how it works are highly classified, though the public gets the gist based on her visible heroics. She touches a target, says its name, and assigns her rule of choice. A jaw-dropping, unreasonable power that makes the world her plaything, and one that practically redefines what a quirk can be. But I've learned quite a bit from our battle so far.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Yo.
You sly dog! You got me monologuing! I can't believe
I thought you never asked.
That's okay, I have no questions. That's right. I'm about to monologue, son.
And he is giving us a full-on monologue right here. You can definitely tell that this is the personality of All For One seeping through, because he just loves the sound of his own voice, and he just loves to monologue. As far as powering up a living, physical body goes, there's a hard limit. Otherwise, she would have tried to kill me right from the start by crushing my head with pure power. And he's thinking back to when he got speed blitzed by Star, and she just smashed him right in the face.
Prepared to die.
On the other hand, there's no limit to how much a rule can incapacitate someone. And then going back to the previous rule where she stated if he moved at all, then his heart would stop. One could think of it as a barometer with an upper cap, a gauge she can set at will, I suppose. And now it's giving us an example showing Star setting the min and max range of the commands she can make with New Order.
It's over 9,000! What? 9,000? Come on, that can't be right. It must be broken or something.
However, judging from the fact that she didn't say, if he touches the air within this set range, he dies. One assumes that the new rule can't arbitrarily involve things she hasn't touched, just through roundabout wording. Or perhaps she could make such a rule, but maybe it would be less effective. Still, look at the earlier lasers and vacuum. She boasts an impressive degree of freedom when it comes to non-living things. Apparently, therein lies New Order's true utility. The difference in efficacy between rules for living and non-living things must have to do with the process of naming the targets. Her new rule for me didn't take hold because her understanding doesn't quite mesh with reality. When Miss Star touched me, she believed me to be Tomura Shigaraki. But even my understanding of myself is hazy. Am I Shigaraki? Or All For One? Or Shimura even? Yo, I was kinda right. I stated something very similar to this near the end of last chapter. It didn't work? Is he not Tomura Shigaraki? Maybe it didn't work because they are forming a new person within Shigaraki? Or maybe it's because she didn't refer to him by his real name, which would be Tenko Shimura.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
He is Tomura Shigaraki, but he also has the vestige of All For One within him, but deep down somewhere is also Tenko Shimura, which is his real identity and real name. So this identity crisis he is having actually benefited him to help nullify the rule that Star placed on him.
You smart. You very smart.
All For One right now is just showing us once again how smart he actually is and how he's able to deduce all of this information in the brief encounter he has had with Star and Stripe. When calling the name of a target with a sense of self, Miss Star's understanding of the target's identity must align with its own. For targets without a sense of self, her one-sided understanding is enough to enforce the new rule. Only 2 targets at once, I suppose. And what's her effective range? Would it work if she called my dog Mon by his name Mon? And we get a nice little shout out to Tenko's dog right here. Asking the real questions if New Order would work on Mon. What's gone into me all of a sudden? This irresistible urge to test out her rules. I've never been so on edge. Yo, and look at that creepy smile on Shigaraki's face as he is staring down Star. He's a little nervous, but he is way too excited to try to test the limits of Star's ability.
You what?
And unlike Shigaraki, Star is just looking down at him confused and trying to figure Shigaraki out. He must have a way to get around attacks that hamper his breathing. Now we can see Star landing on top of one of the jets. What now, Star? New Order and concentrated laser fire did just about nothing to that regenerating scumbag. And we have Star pause for a second. Then she says, send word to Commander Ackbar.
Admiral Ackbar, please.
If any attack is to be attempted, our cruisers will create a perimeter. Proceed with the countdown. All groups assume attack coordinates. May the Force be with us.
Yo, we're getting another Star Wars reference right here. Commander Ackbar sounds very similar to Admiral Ackbar. So first we're getting Wedge Antilles as a pilot, and now one of the commanders is Ackbar. Yo, I hope we get to see this guy, and he has a heteromorph quirk that makes him look like a Mon Calamari.
It is the future you see.
I can see the future!
At this rate, we're gonna get the entire Rebel Alliance as the backbone of the US military. But then we have the pilot replying with, "For real? Bad enough we ran off half-cocked without their say-so. You're not really thinking that we oughta..." And Star just cuts him off by yelling, "If not now, then when should I exercise my special authority? This punk's graduated from being Japan's local menace. Now he's a threat to the world. We gotta use tactics that Japan lacks to make him dead now."
I'll kill him!
And Star is getting serious right here with that look in her eye. She's like, this man's a threat, and we have to kill him right here, right now. Yo, that juxtaposition right there.
Am I the only one who just noticed a huge tone shift here?
That tone shift, going from her serious face to now seeing her looking back at the pilot, just blowing a kiss and winking as she says, "Just try to give me a place to plant my feet until arrival. Okay, bros?"
Really?
And this pilot is like, I am tired of her shit. That look on his face just says it all. Oh hell. Starting today, you boys are under my wing. When we die together, brothers. And the pilot is thinking back to when he first got introduced to Star, and she was just as gung-ho as we have seen her in this fight. Our number one sure does ask the world of us. Hey, Wedge! And this guy is calling out to Wedge Antilles right here. Shake that raggedy lowlife off your topside. That's Star's perch. Copy that.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. I know we're in trouble. Just hang on.
And we see this jet performing a barrel roll, knocking Shigaraki off of the top of the jet. Then we see Shigaraki landing on top of his flying Nomu saying, "Close one."
You've much yet to learn.
I told you that knowing what I'm about wouldn't help you fight back. This is what I meant. And we can see Star creating another rule with New Order. The air forms into my shape, but 1,000 times bigger.
Behold.
Fist bump to the earth. Yo!
This may seem like an evil spirit, but it's far from it. This vision will always appear standing by your side. And because of that, we call it a stand!
Whoa! Damn!
Nice! And before you ask, yes! This is a JoJo reference! Aha! It's finally shown itself! And the fact that it's so clearly visible means it's incredibly strong!
And Star just summoned a stand out of thin air. We just entered JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but on a godlike scale.
That's a huge bitch!
This thing is massive. And just look at the muscles on this thing. The abs, the pecs, the biceps. This stand basically looks like a female version of All Might. It just has longer hair and boobs.
Oh my goodness!
This thing is about to kick Shigaraki's ass. And I just hope he is ready to fight back against this behemoth. This godlike being. Nothing's visible there.
Oh no!
But I got a nasty feeling.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Shigaraki's got a bad feeling about this. He can't even see it, but he can sense it. The presence of it is sending a shiver down his spine right now.
Here it comes.
And we can just see Star winding her arm back, punching forward, and we can see the stand following suit with a punch, and it just smashes Shigaraki right out of the sky.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What do I hear, boss music?
Oh no. Why do I hear boss music?
Hey, what the hell? This is not fair. Oh, yeah!
Yo, and Star's stand just punched Shigaraki into another double-page spread where we can see him and his flying Nomu go flying back from that smash as Star is prepping to clap her hands together. Taking any more damage is pointless, and he'd never answer if I asked for his real name. So the only way to get rid of this guy is busting him down to atoms. What? And you can just see Star unleashing this thunderclap upon Shigaraki, clapping her hands together, and the stand follows suit with this massive shockwave that is dispersing the clouds in every direction.
You don't even know what real power looks like.
This is a God-level threat right here, and Shigaraki might as well be going up against God because he is literally fighting up against a being he can't even see right now, and he's getting his ass beat.
Look at this dude.
And we can see Shigaraki literally getting clapped in this panel shot, because I'm assuming he's getting squeezed together between the stand's hands. But you're a tough nut to crack. Bros, give me a taste of those lasers. And we can see the jets come flying in, firing their lasers directly upon Star as she's creating a new rule. The lasers combine into one. And we can see the lasers combining into a single laser, and we can see the stand's hand grabbing a hold of it.
My power.
Basically on the levels of Zeus holding a lightning bolt, and we can see both Star and her stand raising their hands up high, getting ready to smite Shigaraki. United Hypermax Output Laser, Kara Unos. Yo!
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Got no choice but to use this. Ready or not, here it comes! Come on. Make this easy on yourself, and surrender now. You're outranked and outclassed.
This right here is absolutely insane. My God. Damn! Star and Stripe just demonstrated to us the godlike power she possesses with this combo move right here. She just smashed, thunderclapped, and lightning laser striked on the levels of Zeus upon Shigaraki right here.
Oh my sweet Jesus. That's rad.
There are very few quirk users that could match the destructive capabilities that Star just displayed, which would make this one of, if not the most powerful quirks in the series. This right here is very, very impressive. But despite how impressive that is, we all know that this will not be enough to take down Shigaraki. We right now are seeing two godlike quirk users going at it, and this panel shot with the stand plunging that max laser down upon Shigaraki to pierce the clouds, I think encapsulates that perfectly. This is a battle of gods right here.
Help me!
And within the laser, we can just see Shigaraki burning alive as Star is holding the laser in place. A non-stop blast of the max laser? He'll burn away to nothing, yeah? I doubt it. This is just keeping him pinned down. And then we have a zoomed-in shot showing Shigaraki just sizzling and burning alive within the laser. If this were enough, then Endeavor could have finished the job.
Know my power.
Really? So this attack by Star is on the same level as Endeavor's Prominence Burn?
Ultra Prominence!
That right there is some pretty big praise for how powerful Endeavor actually is. But if his Prominence burn is on par with this attack from Star, then Star is well aware that this is not going to be enough to take Shigaraki down in this moment. Star, Agpar, sir. And now we got Commander Ackbar chiming in through the comms right now.
May the Force be with us.
Yo, no way. It really is Admiral Ackbar.
Hello there.
Yo, I was right. It's a guy with a heteromorph quirk that makes him look like a Mon Calamari. Horikoshi, I love you for doing this. He has brought Admiral Ackbar into My Hero Academia. We better get this guy saying it's a trap at some point moving forward.
You should at least look over the highlighted lines. Read them closely.
That's it. They're connected.
It's a trap!
Yes! Yes!
I'm so accustomed to your independent ways that I got careless. This stunt will lose you more than just your license. Fine by me. Well, are things ready on your end yet? Sure, a special favor, just this once. And Japan's been informed that the strike is imminent. That's what I wanted to hear. The fact is, your flagrant defiance from the rules really has made our nation shine all the brighter.
Look!
Oh, and we can see a picture on one of the desks showing young Star being held up by young All Might when he was over in America, and right behind him you can see the silhouette of David Shields. All Might himself couldn't put a proper end to this villain. Prepare to surpass him, Cassie. And we have Star's first name. Her name is Cassie.
Proceed with the countdown.
Their name is Tiamat. Make sure every last one hits the mark. State-of-the-art hypersonic intercontinental cruise missiles, Tiamat.
Let's do this.
Yo. And America has just launched their Jericho-like missiles towards Japan.
They say the best weapon is one you never have to fire. I respectfully disagree. I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. For your consideration, the Jericho.
America is sending their nukes over to Japan to just bombard Shigaraki with all of their firepower. But I highly doubt that all of this nuke firepower is going to be enough to take down Shigaraki. But that right there is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits November 7th.
We need to move! We're wasting precious time! I could use some backup!
Lieutenant, we hear you. There's no turning back now. We have to press the attack.
Proceed with the countdown. All groups assume attack coordinates. May the Force be with us.
Yo, this right here was an amazing chapter to come back from the break, and I am just glad that Star's quirk has not been stolen yet, even though it seems like we are heading down that road with each new chapter. But I loved everything that we got with the beginning of this chapter, reinforcing just how smart All For One is and how he's able to deduce how New Order operates, and then the rest of this chapter demonstrating to us the godlike power that Star possesses as she unleashes her stand upon Shigaraki. And despite all this power, it is still not enough to take Shigaraki down, and now we just have Star holding Shigaraki in place as Commander Ackbar is sending in America's missiles, the Tiamat, to try to finish the job. And I bet you these are the top-of-the-line nukes, most powerful within America's arsenal, but I still don't think they are going to be enough to take Shigaraki down. So going into next chapter, I am very curious to see how all of this is going to unfold, and I am still holding out hope that Star can make it out alive and with her quirk intact, because this is a quirk we do not want All For One or Shigaraki to possess. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 331 of My Hero Academia. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter. What was your favorite moment from this chapter? And what are your thoughts on the power we saw from Star, as well as the stand she unleashed upon Shigaraki? And then going into next chapter, will these Tiamat missiles do any damage against Shigaraki, or will they have no effect at all? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. That's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, we have chapter 332 of My Hero Academia. I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond, plus Ultra!